Let's go! 44 minutes too. I cut my time down by 30 minutes. That's insane. I wanna cry. I didn't know what I was gonna do if I didn't complete the challenge. I mean, like, it's such a small thing to complete it in under an hour, small thing. But if you've never speedrun before, it's very hard. Like, how many attempts have I done? This is attempt number 80. Attempt number 80, and that's excluding the 2 weeks of training that I did beforehand. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat some food now. I'm so glad that I can finish recording this stupid challenge. And now I just have to sit through like 20 hours of video. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy. This means I can do other challenges too, because I can beat the dragon in under an hour, and I could just do it. If I had a webcam on, you'd see how much I'm smiling right now. I don't yell as hard because there's no word record or anything, but I finally beat it in under an hour. So let's go, bro. Let's go. And that's with a break in the middle too. I thought I was going to completely forget where I was. I'm so happy. I think this is the hardest thing I've done in Minecraft. Try to beat Minecraft in under an hour. I'm gonna do a lot more speedrunning. That was fun. I did enjoy it. I didn't enjoy when the seeds were bad, but wow. Where do I go from here? Ivory here. I just felt like doing kind of a making of video, I guess, and what you just watched was the actual full reaction of when I completed the final run in the previous video. I would like to direct you to go watch the video now. There is a timestamp in the top right corner now if you want to go watch it, as this video will contain a lot of spoilers for it, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, this is definitely the longest video I've done so far. It's 30 minutes of me doing speedrunning over the course of a week. The original idea was completely inspired by Rap2, so I definitely encourage you to go watch his video. I remember when that came out, and I remember watching it, and I thought it was pretty good, and I kind of wanted to do my own version of that. While editing this video, I did actually make a few notes of things that were kind of like pissing me off at the time or whatever. So yeah, as I was going through it, I was like, well, I'm gonna make a, making of video, so I might as well take down some notes. And actually, originally, all of the footage took up 690 gigabytes of space. I actually had to go out and buy a new SSD because my editing software did not like running it off of a hard drive, and so there was about 3 or 4 weeks of time where I couldn't edit this video because I didn't have the right equipment. So I went out and bought a 1 terabyte hard drive, and it's sorry, not hard drive, SSD, and it's sitting on that. It was very painful. This was actually all recorded December 2021. You might be saying, Ivory, why did it take you so long to edit it? Well, first of all, editing a video the way that I did it is really not that efficient. I actually wrote down in my notes and stuff here, I kind of wish recording me wasn't such a dick. I mean, look at these notes I left for myself. What the hell is talked about some coolio things? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm gonna have to watch back the entire thing now to see what the hell I talked about. The notes that I essentially gave myself for this while I was doing the speedruns was like nothing, basically nothing. So I had to sit through somewhere between 21 and 26 hours of footage and kind of write out what happened every single day so that I could find the story in it. Now, I kind of had an idea of how I wanted the story to go, obviously. Start off kind of optimistic, not so optimistic in the middle, and then like, completed at the end. So I kind of knew how I wanted the story to go, but matching that up to what actually happened was a very different thing. Like, I had to take 26 hours of footage and turn it into 30 minutes of video. The original rough cut of this was done using text-to-speech, actually. So it wasn't until a few weeks ago that I actually went in there and recorded the final voiceover myself. But yeah, so the original voiceover for this was done using text-to-speech, which was something that I kind of stole from, I think it was Internet Historian or something like that, and he kind of mentioned it in an interview. That's how they do all their rough takes. I do want to turn the speedrunning series and kind of do into a series, actually, rather than just being a standalone video. I've got some ideas of other speedruns I could do, and the final one that I've kind of mentioned a couple times on Twitch and stuff like that was to get all of the blocks in Minecraft within 100 days. I have no clue if it's possible. It probably isn't. It might be, but the longer I wait, the more blocks there will be, because there will be more updates. So yeah, I got to keep that in mind. But yeah, I've got a few more videos along the way to hopefully build up to that final video, and they'll kind of be edited the same. Hopefully it won't take as many months to edit them. Which, getting back to that real quick, it took so long for me to edit because there was just a lot of procrastinating and taking breaks. Like, I could have gotten it done probably February, March. right? Which is still a few months from the time of recording. The problems were, of course, I had to get a new SSD. Now that I've got it done, like, I would totally do it again. It was painful to sit through, but now that I've made the initial mistakes of the first video in the series, it'll be way more streamlined next time, that's for sure. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go through this document here and just kind of note down some stuff that I kind of got really pissed about as I was editing, it would seem. So yeah, starting off with run 4. At the beginning, apparently the audio settings were really screwed up, and I was worried that I was gonna have to redub everything. And what was worse is that it's over the Minecraft footage apparently, so let me just play a portion of that for you. And so I kind of wrote in my notes that I wanted to add them back in, and my notes actually say life is painful sometimes. This isn't the only day that actually had screwed up audio settings. The one that I left in the video, the Ewok song, I don't remember which day it was, unfortunately, off the top of my head, but that one was really annoying too. I actually had to incorporate that into the video because like the first half of that speedrunning run was taken up by music, which was rather annoying. Apparently run 17, I hear myself actually going insane in the recording, and apparently I wrote perhaps so in real life too, Lamau, with an ellipses at the end. And there's actually a clip here listening to the same freaking song for well over an hour now, but that's because it's all I can listen to at the moment. If I play anything else, I'll get distracted. This sucks. Also, I've been going at it for like well over an hour, and I'm only at run 21. This is gonna take me so long. I've watched through 7 hours of footage. Please, someone help me. One typo that I thought was rather funny in the original script was and get buckets from villagers, but I took too long because the sun was in the sky. Now what I was talking about here is I took too long to get a bucket from villagers because the sun was at a specific angle, which means it's a specific time in the Minecraft day, so I couldn't trade with them. But the way I wrote it, it just sounds, some of the details that I had to cut out was rather annoying. Like for example, in run 12, I had to cut out going back to the overworld to get more wood because of the length of video. So there's a lot of like details and nuances in all of the hours of footage that there are. I'm actually wondering if I should just compile it together and just upload all of it raw to like Patreon or something. I might do that actually. I might do that. Sounds painful, but I might do that. That's actually not a bad idea because then I don't have to worry about, you know, deleting it or whatever. I was very worried that the Ewok music might actually get in the way because of copyright problems, but so far after having it unlisted for a while, we're actually okay. Another nitpicky thing is in run 47 the timer jumps a lot, but apparently that's because there's a large, like the real-time timer jumps a lot, but that's because there's a large portion of the run where I just don't do stuff. It's not something that would come up in the video, but it's something that I obviously felt like I should mention at the time. Before I uploaded the video to YouTube, there was a little premiere for everyone who I'm friends with on Discord, and they actually catched a mistake where instead of day 3 saying day 3, it said day 2. So there were 2 day 2s, and that was a pretty big mistake that they caught. Just real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a few excerpts from the chat that we had after they had their preview. Yeah, I remember sometime around run 68, 69, like I stopped paying attention to how many runs I had done. So the fact that run 69 starts off this day was just pure coincidence. And the video that kind of gave me inspiration, I realized like how much I'm not even copying him, it's just coincidence, because the video that I got inspiration from, he also does research around run 27.
So you have to beat the entire game in under 1 hour.
Yeah. I'll replay the intro for you.
But you did it within, what is it, a week?
Yeah.
So like, is that like a normal recommendation, is to try and get it done within a week, or is that just something that you said?
No, it was a personal challenge. This I kind of took a week off. This was yes, in December. This was after I moved here. And I was like, yeah, the room was so echoey then, like nothing was in here. Yeah, so I was just like, well, I'm just gonna do it now because I don't have much else to do.
It's insane, dude. Well done.
There's some stuff that I know I could probably do better, but that's just perfectionism now at this point. So
I think the feeling that I got from you winning, like, cause like you didn't hear it, but like I was basically.
You should have heard it.
I was like cheering you on. I was like,
yeah,
clapping
yeah.
Shit, dude.
I had
like
to.
A good build up.
I had to rework the final run like 2 or 3 times before I was happy with it. I'm happy with how it finishes, but like. Overall, the story, I might change, like, not now. I wouldn't do this now, but if I was to go back in hindsight, I would make the music reflect the feeling that I'm having a little bit more throughout all of it. My favorite joke was this, like, the build-up of the intense music and then it just being an island. I enjoyed that joke quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I learned all this stuff, surely it good. It's just...
Yeah, that's, like I said, everything here is completely natural. None of it was staged. And I remember, like, I did actually laugh, like, that's not over-recorded or anything. I'm like, this is too funny. Now, with all this new knowledge and hope, it was time for the run. Perhaps the run. Okay. Really? Really? You are... Yeah. Yeah, no, most of it is me being an idiot, like calling ocean monuments desert temples. Yeah, I'm like, damn.
The ocean floor is a desert, essentially.
Yeah, waterlogged desert temples, bro.
The ocean, well, yeah, I mean the ocean floor is basically a desert,
Yeah.
and it's some general structure.
What were you saying, Beef?
I also remember that Ewok part. Like, I don't know if it was like if you were doing it during the run or you came in after you finished the run, but then you just mentioned it to us and like you.
Yeah. I did talk about it. The thing about speedrunning is you could be super skilled, but like it's having the right seed. Like there was in total like maybe 4 seeds total. Like I could have done with the skill set I had then and still have now. In this video, and I have a feeling that statistic is like actually pretty on par with like professional speedruns, because they load up, they have setups now where they load like 15 different instances of the game, all loading up a world, and like they'll check through all of them and go, nah, next lot. So but there's quite a few other little details that I could have changed. But the thing was, if I started nitpicking about every single little thing, it probably would have been another month, because I very much am a perfectionist when it kind of comes to this stuff, but I'm kind of trying to adopt a near enough, good enough strategy when it comes to some of the stuff. Like, if you notice the run number, the run counter in the top right next to the timer, it actually moves up slowly over the days. Probably my favorite day out of all of them is actually the final day in the entire video, just because it's well done, and I actually had a lot of editing techniques under my belt by the time I got to that final day. So in a way, the entire video is kind of a time capsule actually of my editing skill as it kind of goes on. And the other reason why I also quite like the final day is because there's a lot of like extra shots. Every single world that I did, pretty much all of them had a replay file, so I could have done a whole bunch of extra shots. But once again, if I started nitpicking and adding all that type of stuff, it would have been another couple months, and I really wanted to get this video out. If I was to re-edit this video, I wouldn't change much about the storyline. I would change a little bit about the music, because I feel like there's some more upbeat music when it could have been shifting towards sad a little bit more. But it was kind of a very hard thing to do, because once I put the music in, I'm like, well, I don't want to touch it, because it actually took multiple hours to try and find the music that I found. I didn't think I'd be adding Star Wars Cantina Band like remix for one of the days, but it still kind of suits. So yeah, there's still things. And one final thing that I actually worked out for this video is how to get videos to look their highest quality. Now, I'm not going to detail it here. However, if you want to know more about that, then go and subscribe to the Patreon, link in the description. You'll also get access to 26 other videos on the Patreon that are all kind of a documentation of my content creation journey. So if that sounds like you, link in the description. Now that all of that kind of stuff is done, I'm just gonna kind of go through the project a little bit and just make some like comments on all the stuff and kind of show you some cool things. So obviously the text at the beginning was done in a separate one, and one thing I was gonna do is I don't say in under 1 hour, I say in 1 hour, implying that it's gonna I'm only gonna spend an hour. So I just added that piece of text, and I'm not very proud of that solution, but hey, you know, lazy editors will be editors, won't they? So this project does look very very painful to go through. The video isn't so much organized as the audio is, and I'm way more proud of the audio than the video in certain spots, so I will just kind of take you through it. So the way that I record all of my audio for footage and stuff is I will separate it out into different tracks within the video file. So here you can see I've labeled them in-game voice, Discord, and game audio. There's also an extra one that I record for like Google Chrome or Spotify or something like that if I play something through that. Because it's over multiple days, my voice isn't consistent throughout the whole thing, which I'd like it to be, but that's more important in the voiceover, which is like makes up more of the video than it does anything else. Down here you can actually see the old voiceover and the final me voiceover. So if we actually have a listen of the old voiceover, you'll be able to hear here that it is actually text to speech.
Would even attempt to loot a raid tower. I ran up to the top, grabbed some food, And then while
there's 3 music tracks. I don't remember the reason why there are 3 music tracks, but there are 3. I did go through and like manually adjust the volume of like a lot of the different portions of the song, just to kind of emphasize the emotion that I want people to feel from each of them. So it's especially important in the final run here. You can see that like the city skylines audio, I think it's really good for drawing out the emotion that I want people to feel, but because it's kind of the same level the whole time, I had to manually edit it myself. I also don't really want the music to kind of overpower the voiceover or whatever's happening on screen. Like here, something interesting happens, so I will increase the volume of the music to kind of match the intensity of the moment. But yeah, we've got a few music tracks now. The importance for me of these mono effects is that a lot of the sound effects in this video do actually consist of just Minecraft sound effects that I've kind of mushed together. A lot of the sound effects for the majority of it have been done using Minecraft sounds, and if you listen throughout the video, you'll hear like kind of a whoosh. That's actually the minecart ride sound in Minecraft. So if I play this here, you can kind of hear it, but if I turn off the equalizer, you'll definitely be able to hear it. And that was something that I learned while doing the Kiwi SMP recaps, is that you can use that for a bit of a whoosh. Then we have some stereo sound effects for the odd times that I use kind of epidemic sound stuff, which is kind of my main source of sounds. And then we have a reverb track, which was incredibly important in the final run. However, it does actually get used all over the place. Reverb is a very important thing. Because I've put it on a track, it means I don't kind of have to extend the sound artificially to have the echo go. I can literally just chuck a portion of the sound on the track. I'm actually using a plugin, but the plugin I'm using is called Valhalla Supermassive. So having an echo like that is very important for artificially cutting off sounds. Like the final song at the end, as you may have heard at the beginning of this video, it doesn't actually stop here. Like it doesn't stop here, but because of the reverb, it sounds like it kind of naturally stops. But that echo kind of makes you feel like it does kind of end. One thing that I kind of wanted to mention while I was editing this video, and I'm ashamed I didn't really mention it, is the soundtrack that plays when I'm about to jump into the end portal isn't actually a sound at all. Instead, it's a chopped up bit of an intro. So if we have a look in this clip here, you can actually see it's the first portion of a song that's from City Skylines as well. So they've just got a nice arpeggio going on here, and all I've done is I've just chopped off that first section there and I've put it into a reverb track, and it made for a really nice eerie kind of sounding sound. Looped in there. I mean, obviously there's a few cool shots like in the second to last day. If I explain bastions and stuff, so the way that I actually did this one is I made an entirely separate project. I screen recorded just the specific section so that I could line it up perfectly fine, and I actually used a bastion training map to find all the footage for the different bastions, because that was just the easiest way to do it. Very proud of that segment, actually. I think the way that I did transitions and text and sound effects and all that, it's very good. It's probably the only other part of the video that I am very, very proud of, including the end part of the video. If there's anything you really want to know about this video in general, leave a comment down below and I should be able to answer it for you within a timely manner. And if there's enough of them, I might even make a follow-up video. But for the most part, that's pretty much everything that kind of happened behind the scenes. Overall, it is definitely my best video so far, and I hope to make more that are better than that. So yeah, I'll see you next time.